I guess it never was live.
On Twitch it was though.
Twitch, yeah, Twitch has been live the whole time, but YouTube,
Yeah.
because of the update, OBS, it didn't go live until I set the thumbnail and stuff, which is cool. I like that I can do it. Where have you been all of my life? YouTube settings inside of OBS. It's such a beautiful thing.
I know Restream you can for the docs or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I have open.
Oh,
Like, yeah. You know, the thing that I'm not sure about with Restream is whether or not, like, YouTube prioritizes doing it natively in their editor or just a RTP from like yes.
yeah.
Sometimes I feel like if you do it through Restream, it's gonna be a lower priority. Like that looks oh looking good so far.
Thanks.
Liking it. Can't wait to have more ungulates running around. So now that we're live on YouTube, I have to do the intro again. Uh,
Yeah.
welcome to the Great Circle, live on YouTube. The African Survival Adventure game available on Steam. You can get it at the link in the description for free. Just follow the link or go on Steam and search for the Great Circle. You can follow the Great Circle on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all social media linked in the description below, or just search for the Great Circle. Don't forget to hit the like button to support the development. You can join our Patreon that is linked in the description, or go to patreon.com/slash the Great Circle. Again, and also just search for the Great Circle. We're everywhere. Biggest game you never heard about. But yeah, we've got our skin designer, Rupta, working on this ungulate. $100 award to anyone who guesses which one. Just kidding. You're not getting $100.
We don't have the funds, guys.
No, we do not, unfortunately.
If only though. Imagine if we could hold live streams like that. That'd be pretty cool.
I'd be in favor of it. Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
If we had like a budget to like just throw $50 to anyone who could answer this question.
Yeah. Every so often, like, or if we had like special skins in game, we could be like, well, I don't know if we're ever gonna do that though. But if we did, we could be like, well, you got a free chance to win some cool skins in the game, like a code.
You know what would be different if we did do that? Is I like the idea of involving the community in the fabric of the game. Uh, so
Yeah.
when I was being a terror in Path of Titans as a Suko King, I would just murder people. Um, at one point, uh, everyone feared me on every server, but basically I pitched this idea to the guy who makes that game, Deathly Rage, like Alderon Matt. He's the developer of Path of Titans. I didn't pitch it to him.
Uh-huh.
It just came up in the Discord. Um, like, hey, why don't you make me a boss character where I have like a special skin or special stats, and it's like it'll be like a thing where like it's like an organic event that'll happen if this player is on and they're playing this character, uh, and you kill them, or if you fight them, you get like a reward of some kind. I kind of thought it'd be like a cool thing if they had done something like that.
I think it'd be also cool, and I don't know if you'd ever consider it. Like if, like obviously, if you ever do multiplayer servers, that there could be staff animals, but they could also have like ones that like are technically just bosses. so they could go around letting like the server take them down, sort of, or not really let them, but you know what I mean. Like, and
Hmm.
whoever takes them down would that'd be kind of cool. Which is kind of the same thing that you just said, but you know,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, no, no. That's a good idea. Not to be that guy, but I did think of that. So the good news is we are doing it. I haven't really implemented it yet, but it's in our game guide.
Uh
Let's
huh.
see. It's built into the game, by the way. If you pause the game, you'll see release notes and game guide. You can just go directly in the game. But put on screen just for a second. There's a Google Doc, and it talks about some of the characters being boss characters, and it's a one of the category of
Hannibal.
characters. Yeah, Hannibal's one, like the lion that kills other lions, and
Yeah, I think he's a very cool character, honestly.
yeah, I'm probably gonna come up with like the scarier bosses first, and that's just kind of an unsettling thing. Lions you think of as a social animal, you know, and they're having to worry about a lone rogue male lion that's just gonna eat or hunt other lions. It's kind of a cool idea for a boss character.
I don't know how to like uh fix the lighting in this.
You're fired.
I know.
Uh, no, it's it'll take some time.
I'd have to be hired. Just kidding.
Gotta hire you, then fire you. God think I can't fire somebody I haven't hired. All right, you're hired. Now I get to fire you.
Be like, good thing you're hired, but gosh dang it, you didn't even last a day.
Hopefully, I will never ever fire anyone uh, to do that.
Stream is a good place to talk about who we're gonna fire. Oh God, we'll be those kind of people.
Take a
Yes.
traumatizing moment and just make content out of it publicly.
All right. Thanks for joining us today, guys. Let's talk about the newest staff member getting the boot.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We're not just gonna talk about it. This is gonna be a weekly thing. This is gonna be like who's getting fired this week,
Oh
and
yeah. You know how in Twitch you can make polls? You make a poll who
oh yeah, let's get the audience involved. Okay, who do we dislike the most? And that person's getting fired last on stream. It'll be something we build up to. It'll be like a grand event. Yeah,
Oh
that's.
gosh. Imagine.
I don't know why it's not already a thing. Like, I don't know why there's not already a channel or some YouTuber, some company or something like that. You know, one of the edgy ones isn't like doing something like firing 10 people a week. You know, who's it going to be this week? Who's getting the axe? And it's like all week long you build up to it. You do it on a Friday when people are supposed to get paid. And then
Uh-huh.
Monday, it's like, here's the chopping block. Here's the top 10
Well, I
list.
know why it's not like an actual thing by a corporation. You know, the fastest lawsuit.
Well,
Very
absolutely. But for YouTubers, you know,
for volunteers.
or volunteers, I can't fire a volunteer. But wouldn't that be messed up though? I can see a movie being made, like you know, where that happens. But it's like
I
I
mean,
can't.
technically, you could fire them, but it would just be like, thanks for your volunteer work, you know? He's
Yeah,
not even.
but I can see I can see people like firing people for clout, like making content out of it, and like actually getting views off of that. I can see people doing it.
Yeah, it's kind of bad how much negative content kind of gets pushed more than positive.
It unfortunately coming from a company that did moderation, I can tell you that all the negative stuff we are seeing is nothing but a reflection of our own society. because there's no algorithm for like push up negative stuff. Like they don't design it that way. It's just we're
It's just
drawn to
whatever
it.
you want. Yep.
Yeah. It's crazy how
Not us.
yeah, our technology is our mirror.
And we ask each other like, why is it like that? Well, hmm.
Humans kind of suck, you know. Took over the world, but we are probably gonna destroy it too. But we're gonna party until then. Have fun.
I bet the next animal to take over is probably gonna be a dolphin. Just,
Dolphin.
yeah.
Yeah, the dolphins are pretty smart. Man, I really want to do some more work on the Great Pacific. It's
I
just we.
love the Great Pacific so much.
It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be so cool.
That's
The
one of the games that you're working on that like I was definitely if you ever did want a concept artist for, I was like, oh yes. 'Cause it's
yeah the I'm fascinated with the ocean as like a realm. You know,
mhm.
this deep, infinite, powerful, scary, just vast place where just so much is happening on the planet, and it's like we never see it. It's just beneath the surface.
I
We're
agree.
surface dwellers.
I freaking love the ocean. And even if you don't put anything you know, crazy in there, it's just the the deep blue thalassophobia.
Yeah, I wanted to call it Deep Blue Sea, but it's like I don't know why the movie came to mind. I was like,
You
I can't
can't,
really
yeah,
copy the
you
movie.
can't call it deep blue or whatever. What was the movie? I watched it. That's the bad part.
It's the one with the sharks, right?
Yeah,
What ocean movie has never had? Yeah, it's called Deep Blue Sea. The one with Samuel L. Jackson. This movie traumatized me. Like Samuel L. Jackson, who is like the guy who's always screaming and stuff, and it's like I'm always there for it. Gives this motivational speech about how they're gonna survive being
right.
stuck underwater, and then gets cooked like immediately.
Doesn't he get like freaking chomped like right after? Like,
Right as soon as he gives that speech, I was like clapping when he gave that speech, and he got eaten by the shark. I was in the middle of clapping, like, yeah, we're gonna survive. From just teary eyed, you know, just like positivity to like horror, like
I, you know what's so crazy though? I was thinking the whole time. I was like, you need to not be standing where you are. Like, this is great. I
you were
agree.
thinking that. It caught me completely off guard, completely off guard.
Maybe because I just
Uh-oh, I lost you.
I left TJ all alone.
I was like,
I
they'll
accidentally
be
hit TJ.
back.
Okay, my bad, guys. Oh, but yeah, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, he was standing right there, and I guess I'm so used to it. I was like, "Look, please stop standing there." So I didn't expect it how it happened, but I was like, "Sun's gonna come up and get you if you don't go away from there."
Yeah, I was completely caught off guard. I was a complete mark. Like I didn't know they were building up to it. I thought, you know, it's just so inspiring. You know what I mean? I felt like I want to go out and save a cat or something. And the next thing I know, the guy's dead. He's just gets. It was brutal too. It wasn't like some heroic death. He just got done in like 2 seconds, gone from the movie. Perfect timing. Like the most traumatizing thing you can do. Have a character give a motivational speech and then just get murked.
What is it the shallows?
During
Yeah, I am.
okay, I had
Oh
to
no, it's 47 meters down. I actually think I have you seen 47 meters down?
47 meters down? No. Never heard of it, but it sounds good.
It is. I think you should watch it.
Does that have sharks killing people in the water?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like a requirement.
I think it's on Netflix.
I don't know if we'd settle for some movie about some squid, you know what I mean? Just sucking people down to the bottom, you know, it just doesn't have the same punch, the same impact. Like imagine
I think it's good. I should say. I think Rotten Tomatoes would tell you no, but but I think it was pretty good. Like for a shark movie, you know.
or shark. Oh, okay, well now this is going in a different direction now. As soon as I start
I know,
people
but
as soon as people start saying for this type of movie, it's kind of going, oh, nah.
I it's been a while since I've watched it, but if I'm remembering correctly, because like I think it's good. I'm gonna stand by my opinion. I'm standing by it. I think it was pretty good.
Is this a movie that you watched when you were a kid and like now it's like you're not okay? Because
No, I
the
wasn't.
the kid effect is real. You know, I rewatch movies I saw as a kid. I was like, oh man, I can't believe this worked on me. This is not this is
I
not
don't
it.
know what you're talking about. I did watch it when I was like younger, but not as a kid. And this movie was made in 2017, so I can't say that I was a kid when it came out.
Okay, so this is a recent movie. It should have been a good one. I don't think this may. All right, so based on everything I just heard, it's probably a 6.5 Rotten Tomatoes. And that might be on the high end. You know what? I'll go.
It's a
I'm.
6 out of 10 on
It's a 6 out of 10.
IMDb.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 out of 10. I think it, and I stand by that. I, st- I think you'll like it more than you'll hate it.
Okay. You know what? You were right at the threshold for me. Nowadays, I'm like seven and up as far as ratings because it's like I six. I've seen a really strong six before, like a 6.8, 6.9. I can do it. Anything below that is like I'm gonna be distracted by plot holes, things that don't make sense, you know, overused tropes. You know, for the most part, I trust the you know whole of humanity rating a movie, except when it's like review bomb for whatever political reason or whatever. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, I've got to have like a seven and above. And you know what? I think there's a sweet spot because if you visit some of the websites I go to where they rate the movies and stuff, as soon as you get above eight, it's like documentaries and like people who are like really fans of the movies. And it's like I've seen like some high rated ones that are like, oh, these are independent films. So it's like, you know, the people who rated this movie were actually in it. It's like it's bad below six. It's bad above eight. It's always going to be that. You
Mhm.
want something in the middle.
I think it's good. I just don't think you're gonna be like, God, that was the best movie of the year. Like,
Am I am I am I at least going to enjoy it?
yeah, you're gonna enjoy it.
Okay.
That's the grounds. Like you're gonna enjoy it, but I'm not gonna be like, damn, that's the best shark movie I've ever found. Unless you recommended it to me. That's why
Okay.
I'm always like skeptical about
It's
recommending
basically just
stuff.
gonna check off some boxes. All right, the guy dies in the beginning of the movie by a scary-looking shark. Okay, check. All right, naive family goes on a vacation. We know it's gonna come in contact with the shark. Okay, check.
All right, well that was a check. No, but
Something blows up in the end, and they're jumping out of the way somehow. Check.
it's always one of those check marks though. Like they're being naive in some way, or they're going and something happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm here for the plot though, even though it's used so so much.
Technically, movies have plots,
Tech.
but one of the most pessimistic debuffs ever. Plot almost doesn't exist anymore.
goes for the plot in a shark movie. You don't go there for the big.
I do. I don't like. I don't want to go for a shark movie just for the shark is in it. It's like the movie doesn't have anything other than it has a nice looking shark. It's gonna be boring.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
I need a good story.
Are you telling me you don't like Sharknado just because of the shark?
I've never watched Sharknado, but I already know I wouldn't like it. It just sounds ridiculous on its face. Isn't that a movie about a tornado with sharks in it?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. That's
Okay.
exactly what you.
That is this like a tornado that doesn't die? Is it like is it like a water spout? Like a
I don't even think that I like finished Sharknado, but I think I remember enough of like how it got started that I can tell you what like the premise, or at least I looked it up. I don't even think I watched it, but um, so basically what happens is this tornado picks up or goes over the ocean and picks up the sharks,
wow.
and that's the premise of this movie.
No
And they
whales,
have
no octopus, just sharks.
just sharks, and
Okay.
they have a hunger.
So there's this
And
one tornado, and how long does that tornado last?
that's a good question.
So the whole movie. Okay. See, we're already in fantasy world with this with this with this movie.
An hour 30. I think. Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff that I can't tolerate for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Who is looking this up? Is Sharknado based off a true story? I mean,
Who's
the
li-
science is behind
who
it
said
is real, but
who
I
said
don't
that?
know. Google. Google's people also ask, is Sharknado based off a true story? Is Sharknado appropriate for a 10-year-old? Blah 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 blah.
Somebody asked if it's appropriate for a 10-year-old.
They sure did.
Maybe.
Who
I
is
mean,
showing this to their 10-year-old, first of all?
just got murdered by a zebra.
I think it might be abuse if you don't show Sharknado to your 10-year. I'm just kidding. Oh gosh. That's a
Probably not
joke.
a good idea.
When a freak hurricane swamps Los Angeles, nature's deadliest killer rules seas, land, and air as thousands of sharks terrorize the waterlogged populace. That's the description.
What's the rating? 5.5.
Uh, where is 3.3 out of 10
Okay. Wow.
on IMDb? What
Wow.
about Rotten Tomato? I want
Is
to
that
see.
by the way, is that a movie that came off the Sci-Fi Network? Not mistaken.
I'm not sure.
That's a Sci-Fi Channel original, if I'm not mistaken.
That's a sci-fi channel.
That's a whole category of movies. You know what I mean? You know how they have B movies? A whole category of movies. It's like when you have a channel,
Oh my
you can
gosh, it is.
recognize it.
It's sci-fi.
I knew it. Okay,
It's
I
from the
knew it.
production company Southwood Films Sci-Fi The Asylum.
Yeah.
Good, good. That's crazy. That was kind of impressive. That
I see. I'm kind of aware, and I haven't watched anything on the Sci-Fi Network in so long. Jesus, I mean, I when I was a kid, like they had actual movies that were kind of cool. And I think probably just because I was a kid, but like they were like the only movies around. So it's like they had one called Sabretooth. They had Lake Placid. They had some okay ones back in the day.
yeah.
Yeah, Lake Placid, back in the day, classic.
Am I thinking of the right like Placid movie? Hold on, because I think that one's my favorite.
Lake Placid was good. I think that one probably stands the test of time. Well, let me think about that. Maybe not. It was good for its time.
There's another Croc movie that I like that I'm trying to think.
Lake Placid was the alligator one, or was that a mutant?
I don't. I don't know.
I can't remember if the storyline was about like it was a Deinosuchus that didn't go extinct all the way or something like that.
It is. Can the crocodile-like creature be stopped?
Okay,
A giant crocodile terrorizes. Yeah, it's a crocodile.
it's at least a crocodilian.
Yeah. Attack of the Meth Gator. Can't say I've seen that one. I'm trying to think
Attack of
which
the what? Meth
Meth
gator.
Gator. the what was the freaking bear one? Cocaine Bear.
Oh,
I haven't watched
cocaine
that
bear.
one, but I need.
Sounds like a sci-fi channel original too. Cocaine.
think it think it'd be a good one to watch.
It's probably
We'll
garbage.
do movie Fridays
Oh
later.
yeah, can they do movies in this in Discord?
You can.
Do they have active moderation? I wonder.
Uh, I've watched movies with people on Discord. I don't. I mean, you're technically probably not supposed to, but you know.
I can't put the game at risk, but horrible and all official corporation and all that.
Yeah. Is it real? Yeah. Have you ever watched Rogue?
Rogue? No.
Rogue.
Is that an animal
Oh, I
movie?
like that one. It's about a crocodile one.
It is. Is it good?
Yeah.
Like
Man,
Placid
I
good
don't
or?
even remember. It's I may remember it or not, but I'm gonna say yes. What if I
Okay.
just recommend all of these and they're like, actually, these were trash. It's 6.2 out of 10 on IMDb, so you know,
Yeah.
pretty good for the category, I guess.
Well, I mean, I knock a couple points off just off of. I'm not the easiest person to please, you know. But
I thought it was pretty good, but I actually think the shark movie was better,
oh,
if I recall.
the shark movie that's a 3.5
No,
out of 10.
not Sharknado.
Oh, Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah,
Okay, Deep Blue Sea.
that one in 47 meters down.
Yeah, I like the name Deep Blue Sea. Like it's a deep and heavy name. I like it. I wish like there's nothing wrong with using it. You know what I mean? It's not like it's like property theft or anything. Um, unless you took the trademark.
You could just, if you didn't want to put deep blue sea, you could just put the blue sea or something. I don't know. Never mind. Never mind.
I'd probably change it a little bit. Like I just think that's the
Yeah.
perfect name, but like I'd probably do something else like the deep, something, or I would have called it the depths, except it's probably not a good idea.
That one, man, maybe my taste is bad. I just went ooh, and you went
Well, it's a good name, but there's a little controversy around a game that was out and it was called the depths.
Ooh, do I know about that?
You probably have heard about it, but it's been over for like a couple years now. But there was this game called The Depths that was going to be it was going to be a prehistoric survival game, but their whole thing was if this is going to be in the ocean, so it'll be
Right.
like the Isle but the ocean. What I think was how they were going, and over time it just kind of turned into, oh, this game's a scam, and then the development stopped, and then the developer disappeared, and it's like, oh, they raised money and like he ran off with the money. That kind of thing happened with it, and it turned into a thing like that. So otherwise, that's like the perfect. I like the name. It's just small. It's short, simple, to the
Mhm.
point. But I've decided
Yeah.
to go in this direction where it's like we put the name Great inside of everything, so it's like the Great Circle, the Great Pacific, the Great
Well, you
Before,
already have a publisher, or you could say your publisher is like the great, and then like your name,
right?
you branch off
The Great.
the great or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
Have
that's
you
the
ever
only.
heard of the? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's the only thing about the direction that I went with. I was like, now we're locked in. Like if there is a next game, there's probably not going to be. If there was, it has to have the Great in it now because it's like a staple. What were you gonna say?
Right. I was gonna ask if you've ever heard of like this. Since there's a movie called Blackwater, have you actually ever heard of the story?
I know about Blackwater, the company. It's the mercenary company. I haven't heard of the movie or the story. What is the story?
It's since we were on the topic of like crocodiles,
Ooh, make
it's
it spooky.
basically make sure that I'm telling it right.
There once was a
So
village at the edge of the world.
there were three teens, and they had known this area pretty well, and I think they were either ATV riding or they were four wheeler riding. I think it was four wheeler, but basically they were riding their four wheelers, and they were like, "Well, let's just go in this area and just rinse off right quick, and then let's head back." Well, it had rained pretty good that weekend or whatever. I do remember the story. I just don't remember the specifics. Like
Oh,
I don't
I
remember if it was a
already.
weekday or weekend.
I feel like I know what's gonna happen. One of them died.
Yeah, but one of them slipped into this murky black water in the mangroves because
Oh
it was
crap!
like flooded, and he got pulled down the river. Well, they were like, well, we might as well just jump in with him because he's already halfway down the river, and we'll get out with him, and then we'll walk back to where our four wheelers were. Well, they do, and right as they're trying to get out, one of them screams, "Croc!" And it's not funny. It's just I laugh when I. But the they managed to pull themselves up on this mangrove tree that was out of the water, and when they look behind them, they don't see their friend anymore that had fallen into the river. Well, after a bit, the croc does surface, and it has their friend in its mouth.
Oh
And
jeez.
then for the I think it's for at least a day, or at least for a couple hours, this croc, or yeah, for a day, this croc just sits there and waits for them, and like stalks them, and they were only able to make it out of there alive because a helicopter came and scared it off when it was rescuing them.
Oh jeez.
And that's what the Blackwater movie
So it actually happened.
it did.
Oh, that's sad. But also, who was the one who called Croc? Was it the guy who got eaten?
I'm pretty sure if I
Okay.
he they said, or that I remember is someone said croc. They all swam for this tree, and like when they went to turn around to pull him up, he was gone. And then when eventually the croc came back up, and it was just holding their friend, and he wasn't moving. And I don't even I wouldn't. What do you like? I don't know what you would do in that situation besides
I'd be wondering why this was not a good idea. This was not a good plan. You never jump in a river. If somebody can't get out, you're you're basically dooming yourself along with them. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know why they did that. If
But the people were. It's the real life event that inspired Blackwater took place near the Finnis River in Australia. Brett Mann, Ashley McGow, and Sean Blowers were riding quad bikes. Sorry, not four wheelers. Through the marshy bushland in December 2003, the three teenagers chose to visit the river to cool off, but as the water level rose, a crocodile attacked them. Tragically, Mann was snagged by a crocodile and pulled underwater, where he died. Blowers and McGow succeeded in climbing into a tree, where they stayed for 22 hours until a helicopter arrived to rescue them.
okay, I see. They must have been surrounded on all sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is quite unfortunate. You know, we got a lot of signs where I live where it's like alligators, don't feed the alligators. There's alligators in here, don't go in here. It's like anytime we see people on the news that like get attacked by alligators, they're always like, "Oh, I guess I never thought it would happen." It's like, bro, the sign's right behind you. Where they're doing an interview, there's a sign like 20 feet behind them where it says, "Watch out, alligators."
I honestly don't understand why people feed alligators. Like, I
Oh,
don't
oh
know.
yeah, there's people. There's something wrong with
Or
people.
crocs.
Yeah, people I've
Because
seen.
you are just making a future victim. If it's not you, you're making a future.
It's you or the animal that you're trying to be nice to. People do it with bears too. It's like, bro,
Yeah,
you're
bear. Oh
causing
my
a
gosh.
huge problem.
I don't even.
It drives me crazy. Like, it's
Grizzly
not.
bears? So
Yeah,
weird.
yeah. People feeding grizzly bears. It's like, bro, don't you realize like that animal? It is going to associate you with food and other people. It's gonna lose its fear of humans. It's gonna get somebody killed and itself. It doesn't end well. There's one thing I learned from Grizzly Man. It's that you cannot ever forget your place in nature. That is, you are human. It is now. Well, I guess we're technically animals. We're in the kingdom Animalia, but it's like we occupy a different. You know, we're a different thing now. You know what I mean? We have TVs, we have houses, we have societies, we have
Like you
pets.
said, we can escape from it
Yes,
for the
yes,
most part, and I don't
and
know.
we still have people who doom themselves anyways. Yeah, it happens. People are gonna people.
Like, I never want to say it's the victim's fault, and in that case, like, that's awful. But people who feed them, what did what did you think was gonna happen if it? Was, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is I keep a respectful distance between me and the croc.
Oh, I keep all the distance in the world between rocks. I love the ocean on TV. You know, I don't think I'll be taking a sea-doo out in the middle of the Pacific anytime soon.
Yeah, no.
Because if there's one thing that scares me, sharks. You ever look in their eyes? There's nothing there. It's just a, it's like a ghost of a creature, an entity just wants to murder.
I absolutely love sharks, don't get me wrong, but there are some people who just need to learn how to respect sharks too.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. There should be more respect for animals in that, you know, whether you're gonna own them or like be around them at like Yosemite National Park or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Shouldn't be all this crazy weird stuff going on where people are feeding wild animals
Because
and
then
getting killed.
they can also depend on you. Like,
Yeah,
there's
they.
actually been like a case where like this woman kept feeding her like local raccoons, and then
Oh
they,
yeah, I saw that one. I saw it.
yeah,
Then she ends up getting surrounded one day by hundreds of them, and it's like she called for help, and it's like, bruh, what do you think was gonna happen? And it's like she's been doing
yeah,
it for 30 years. I'm like, what? So you,
gosh dang, like yeah,
so it's like that means generation upon generation have learned that she's a food source. Oh,
yeah.
like I wonder if they were like get. I wonder if they made her like think if she didn't have food, they were gonna attack her.
Didn't they actually attack her dog though? Like that's crazy.
That is believable though, you know.
It
Like
is.
you know, yeah, that is crazy. But that is just the result of Disney making us think that all the animals are our friends. Oh yeah, that's looking nice. Pretty nice.
I'm trying to. I had to put it on my other monitor to see for a second if I was making it too dark or not. I have it on my drawing tablet, and like this drawing tablet does show accurate colors, but I can't sometimes tell.
Yeah, I have that issue. I never invested in a proper color correct monitor. I've had to kind of look at things on different screens and kind of judge it.
Yeah, because I feel like my monitor, like my actual monitor, is like how other people are gonna see it, and then like this is, this is how I'm actually seeing it, and I'm like, hmm, which it looks good on my actual screen. I mean,
Okay.
it looks fine on the other one too, but
Yeah, color's not far off. I'll touch it up when it gets in the engine a little bit.
do you plan to add fur to the animals at all, or you just
Yes, for some. It
for some?
I don't have detailed plans. I know I have a priority for the lion because of the mane being so important for the male lion. Um,
Uh huh.
but there's some stuff that I want to wait for because we're going to be jumping from uh, an older Unreal Engine version to the newest version once I'm able to get my customizations working. Because we have like a custom 4. The current version is 5, and they're like on the 4th or 5th iteration of 5. But
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you just had planned maybe the player animals, or you just maybe people. It depends on people's graphics or what.
um, yeah, I think that I think fur will be okay.
Mhm.
I can't really say to what degree. Like, are we talking fur on 100 animals on the screen? It'll probably be optimized to where the closest animals will have the fur rendered, and then further away, you know, it won't render. Because that's kind of how it works now. But I have fur turned off for the lions right now. Everything is just textures. But I suspect that we'll be able to turn our furs and stuff on for most of the animals, and you'll have it on your animal. You'll see it on animals you encounter. You'll see people with hair blowing in the wind. You'll see the direction of the fur and the wind matching. Because I recently got the wind kind of plugged into the whole system recently. So pretty soon we're gonna have a quiet environment when there's no wind, and when there is wind, it's gonna be in line with how much wind there is, and you're gonna see the trees and the grass and stuff plugged into that as well. So all the groundwork is being laid, and it's not affecting performance in any negative way, so it's looking good. But yeah, I think the Thompson's Gazelle will have probably, I don't know about the fur for the gazelle because from what I can tell, it looks slick. You know, it's not the same as
Mm-hmm.
like animals that the fur is kind of standing up.
Yeah, really, it's just their like neck and their butt. If you want honesty.
Yeah, yeah, fur on the tail makes sense because their tails are going to be
Oh
active.
yeah, and their tail, fluff butt.
Yeah, I'll be doing some touching up on the shape of the model stuff. They have the actual proportions a bit more correct. All up in that
Yeah.
tail.
Yeah, I know. I really try. I probably don't need to be this accurate with it,
No,
but
no, no, go ahead. You know there's people going to be flying around with the cameras, trying to check your work and all that. So do your thing.
um,
Come back for details later. Whatever you want to do.
what's happening here? I can get out so I can get. There is something that I noticed only because I was looking at a lot of uh gazelle references. They actually, I don't think they have these. They don't have their little.
Oh,
Uh,
the what do you call it?
yeah, I
I
don't
don't know if
think.
you call them dew claws for ungulates or whatever you call them. They have a different term.
Hold on. Am I right on what I was gonna call them? What,
What were you thinking?
yeah, I was gonna say dew claw for some reason, but I don't.
I think that's what you call them for ungulates as well as dogs and cats too, because you call the hoofs
I
claws.
usually know, but now I'm like blanking out. I don't. Well, I can't see that for some reason.
We can deform that like
Weak.
later.
Yeah.
It certainly is. I'm not gonna like argue with anyone who gets in there and they're like, hey, you know, technically, actually, these don't. Well, obviously, yeah.
Actually.
Like I got Discovery Channel too, buddy. Okay, we knew that.
Actually. Actually, I can't believe you would call them that.
Yeah, how dare you?
Don't you know those are the paws of the deer? Couldn't find.
Dear.
I figured deer paws. Freaking AI. I don't know what to do with it sometimes. Okay. Gotta zoom in on the booty. Sorry, guys.
That booty. Make that booty. Okay. So I don't know if you can see my screen. Going right
I've
now.
been watching.
Okay. We have a town going to be getting more active,
Mhm.
and finally have the animals back and the environment working. But we have some more stuff to work out. Pretty soon we will be updating this new stuff. I just have to make sure all that red in the background there isn't
Are you talking about like the dots over them, or
Yeah, the dots. The
okay?
dots. The dots are animals that the computer is supposed to be aware of and simulating, but not doing things like rendering fur on from that far away, that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
But you can see these creatures doing.
Mm, hold on.
All right, but we can end the stream in like 15 minutes. So if anyone has any more questions, at 15 minutes.
Uh-oh. Get your questions in.
If there are any.
I think since it's so late, people probably didn't want to join, but that's okay.
Yeah. Good thing about YouTube is you can watch the video later.
Heck yeah.
Although there's something to be said about I also kind of like the Twitch idea where it's like it's on when it's on, and if you see it, good. If you miss it, then set
Oh, yeah,
your
same.
set your notifications. I don't know what it was, but I never saw like a. It's hard for me to remember if I ever saw like a dev stream live for the Isle. It was always like, oh, you missed it 7 hours ago or whatever it was.
I actually did see one, but it wasn't. It was like I only managed to ever see one and like actually get into it from Dondi, but I think he was actually playing a different game. He wasn't. He wasn't doing anything owl related.
Mm-hmm.
He was answering questions, but
Drives people crazy when they do that because it's like they'll go long periods of time without really showing anything, and then when they come back, it's like they'll be doing other stuff, and it's like for them, I get it because it's like this is all they do, so it's like they want to break. So, but for the fans, they don't really. Why aren't you working on the obstacle? Why aren't you? No.
because that's all we do. We need a break.
Or I don't know why they don't do this. They actually have money. They can hire somebody to do just the streaming updates and stuff. Like they have a community person who answers questions. They
Mm-hmm.
could they could also like if that was my job, I'd be pretty stoked about that job like that. Like if that was my job to just stream and talk about the game, talk about updates that are coming, answer questions live, show off some artwork or whatever,
Oh
and do it
yeah,
on a
I love
regular
it.
basis. Yeah, people be into that.
Especially like newer content. Like you could be like, oh, I can't talk about that, or I can't talk about that. At least people would know that it's coming, even if you
Yeah,
can't talk about it.
that drives me crazy too, though, because like, I saw this one game where it's like the developer comes out. It was like not the Isle. It was like a much smaller game, but
Mm-hmm.
they they do this thing where it's like, well, if it works for the IO, we'll try to do it with this other game. And they did a dev stream with the developer coming on. It's like half the questions were like, uh, oh, I can't talk about that right now, or I'm not going to say anything. It's like, oh, well, what the fuck are you on screen for? Like, why did you agree to do this interview if you're not going to answer any questions?
Right. That is a little annoying. I will
It's
agree.
more than annoying. It's like, what is the point of this? This is like, we're just here to talk about what exactly?
Like, you're the developer, can't you just give us a little hint?
And it's
Or
basic stuff too. It's not even like, oh, well, what are the inner workings of whatever. It's like, are you gonna have like are you gonna have teams on multiplayer or something like that? Simple stuff like you could answer.
yeah.
Even if I don't know how, I'm going to do like the bear trap things or whatever that we're gonna have soon. I know where it's gonna be in. Like I know we're gonna do it. Speaking of which,
You know. For
like
the
you
most
gotta,
part, even if you can't talk about it, at least say something that you can talk
you
about.
have to talk about it because it's like you at least want to hype people up. Like, don't let your answer be I can't talk about it. You say that and then say something else. Like, I can't give you details. However, here's what I can tell you. You know what I mean? Say something like that. So it's like more interesting. It's like this guy was just he was like stonewalling. It's like, bro.
Yeah,
I
just be like, well, this is what I can talk about, but I can't talk about that.
feel sorry for the content creators. Like, he probably didn't even know he was gonna stonewall. It's just like, uh, but yeah, pretty soon have our bells running around. What would be an interesting animal to add that is not in the game yet? Not. What do you think? Other than other than what you're doing now. You know what I'm interested in? I would like to see those little. I don't know how small they are, but they're like the deer with the weird noses. I don't know what they're called.
Is it addictive?
They're small. It might be. No, that's the one with
Yeah.
the funny name.
Yeah,
But
here. Yeah, it is. It's addictive. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you know.
or it's like one of those little pygmy type of antelopes. Something. It looks like an antelope, but it's small.
Hold up. Let me stream my screen and I'll show what I'm talking about. All right.
Saiga. Is that it? Saiga. The ones with the weird nose. Oh yeah, those two. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I was thinking of those two. What's that called? Is that a dick dick?
That's addictive. Yeah.
Okay. It's like basically the size of a cat, right?
Uh huh.
Okay. Yeah, I think those would be cool to put in as like things that you can hunt, other than the rats. Rats are fine, but it's like I like the idea of hunting the small antelope and then you can work your way up to something bigger. But these would be like little singular ones. Do those run in herds or are they singular kind of loner animals?
Oh, let's see.
They kind of look cute. Like you don't want to actually kill them,
Shy and elusive.
but they also look
Hold on.
tasty.
I'm trying to. I can't think. Yeah, they live. Oh, they don't. They don't. They form monogamous pairs that oversee a patch of territory. Females only give birth to one offspring at a time.
Jesus,
Huh,
no wonder there's so few of them.
up
Are they
to
endangered?
twice a year. Let's see. Not extinct. Their extinction status is not extinct,
Okay.
but they're on the least concern. How many are left in the world? Okay, that's
11,000? Or did I say 500?
500,000. 511,000, I think.
Good amount.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know pygmies were. Oh, I guess I could have. Yeah. Do we have pangolins on our list?
We have pangolins in the game actually.
I figured we either had them on a list or in the game.
Yeah, they're in the game. They don't appear that often. They right now just kind of randomly distributed, but like I want to have them tied to things like if I'm not mistaken, they do burrow. If it's not them, it's definitely the aardvarks that burrow, and I want to have them.
I thought I actually saw them or an aardvark in the game, and I wasn't entirely sure which. But I guess I could have saw either one.
It was yeah, we don't have aardvarks. We only have pangolins. I would like to have aardvark because I would like to have pre-made dens and stuff that that they will make wherever they go. So you can basically pop up in different places wherever they've been. But we'll get there. I'm laying the groundwork for that.
Get us some domestic cattle and.
Yeah, I've got. We have some goats. We have cows. You'll see them at Midtown. For now, they'll be around human settlements. They won't be just rolling around in the wild anymore.
I think some people might actually be excited about like otters.
Otters.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, otters are cool. The one that we have in the game. What's a civet?
A civet would be kind of cute.
That like an otter?
It's like. Hold on, let me pull it up and show you. This is what a civet is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they kind of remind me of
They're like kind of like ferret-looking things.
that thing is like a cross between a got leopard pattern, but it looks like a mongoose. That's a weird one. I don't know anything about that animal. Like I don't know how it moves, what it eats.
That's their little carnivore. I don't think they. Hold on. I'm forgetting what animal I was thinking about. I don't think. Oh, it might have been a. Might have been a cat. Yeah. See these. The gannet. Is that how you say it? Like I think these would be cute. People would like them too.
And it does look cool. I didn't even know that thing existed. But that's not a civet. That's a gnat. It reminds me. It reminds me of something from. That looks like from Madagascar.
Fossa. That's
Yeah.
a fossa.
Okay.
I don't. Fossas, are they from Africa? Let's see.
The fossa.
They're from Madagascar. Yep. going. But also, I feel like a lot of these might have to have their own little
Mm, your audio is breaking up.
because see, oh
Your
yeah,
audio
they're
is
thinking it.
your audio is lagging. I can hear what you said.
Oh, my bad.
There you go. All right, we have reached 11:30.
These.
Rupta is now
Uh oh. But
lagging.
I think.
Sorry, say again. You broke up.
Uh oh. I don't know why I'm suddenly lagging. That's awful.
Okay, you're back now.
No, but I like. I think those would be fun. I didn't. I do think that some of these might have to go in their little own areas though, because I'm not sure if they do meet some of the other animals or not.
Oh yeah, the other one would be yeah. I'll look into some of those ones. We are gonna have some non-native species, but they're usually gonna be tied to like things in the story. Does that make sense? Like there's gonna be an exotic pet that you have to track down if you're playing a human. So it'll there's usually gonna be a story motivation behind it. So we won't see tigers just roaming around as part of the actual part of the realism of the game, but they will be part of the game as a special circumstance. And some things will,
A boss.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, we touched on it a little earlier, but yeah, the boss creatures are going to be in the game. So these are going to be more things that you have to do things like you have to fight the bosses or to either enter an area or leave an area or advance in some way. They'll be stronger than other creatures. They'll have names. So there is kind of like an order to things as far as AI that are just run of the mill, no name having, basic ability having, and then bosses will have names. Bosses will have more moves, higher intelligence. They'll be more sentient, and some things will be tied to the story. Some things will be tied to the area. Some things will be like we also have characters called the like mystic characters, like the great powers. Like these are going to be animals that are a little bit mystic. There's going to be folklore surrounding them. There's going to be local lore surrounding them, and they're going to be like special encounters, like in Pokemon. Like if you see like a Ho-Oh or like one of the legendary creatures kind of things, we'll have situations like that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing I was mentioning earlier, like with the skins, like with players, I think it'd be really cool to have some things that are tied to actual players in the game, like a skin that only one player could wear as a reward, and then there's gonna be like world events tied to that player to where if they're on a server or if you get into a fight with them or if even if you encounter one, if you're playing a human and you're doing the photographer type of human, if you take a picture of a certain character played by a player, then you will get some kind of reward for it. So there's going to be so much fun stuff we can do. um, yeah, so I think it will be doing that, to where even a player can be like a boss character, and there's going to be rewards and stuff tied to that. So that'll be fun. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I
All
think
right.
that'd be
Well,
really cool.
it's been a good stream. We'll do this again. Um, Comment, like, subscribe, share. Don't forget, you can play the Great Circle. It's on Steam. It is free as a demo. You can download it at the link in the description. Just follow that link or go to Steam and search for the Great Circle. You can follow the Great Circle on every social media platform. That's YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of the above. You can follow the link in the description or just search for the Great Circle on any of the platforms. To support development of the game, join our Patreon. That is patreon.com/thegreatcircle, or follow the link in the description. You can also boost the Discord server or be old school and do PayPal donations. All of that can be done through Discord. If nothing else, don't forget to like the video, and you can also join our Discord at the link in the description. Rupta, want to say anything before we go?
Support the game. Support TJ.
Support the game. Support the game. Um,
Cool. And if you
yeah,
need help in the Discord, I'm there.
yeah. Thank Rupta for all her hard work. All right, nobody else is painting animals and doing this stuff. This is much needed assistance because, as you guys know, I'm busy with you know 10 million different things in a game. But
That he.
hey, this may be a game that the community itself is going to propel. Anyways, it's been great talking to you guys. See you next time. Have a good night. We're out.
Yay. Good job, DJ. Okay.
Or we're almost out. I gotta switch the screen. I gotta get used to this. There we go. Nope, didn't work. What happened? There we go.